Hi everybody, welcome back to Now TV Canada at I Am Just 10 YouTube channel. I am Just 10, your host, aka the writer of the Smallville reunion movie, You've Got Mail 2, which I've titled Another Story with Joe Fox and Kathleen Kelly, and Supergirl Trilogy, and much, much more, as you can find on my Volco Media account, which you can get to through links on my website, futureproductionsonline.com. So recently, I've been working on stuff around Val Kilmer. I'm a little disheartened over him being younger than my mom and no longer being with us. And I guess somewhere in my subconscious that I had known I was needing to work with him, wanting to, desiring to know him for whatever reason. And it was only after watching the movie Val, which I didn't watch until after he'd passed away, that I found the connecting story between us. And I couldn't leave it with nothing. I had to do my part in continuing the story. So I've written a piece and posted it already. And then, of course, a few more days later pass and the deeper message and the piece he really wanted from me finally comes out. It's quite long. I don't seem to be able to write short pieces, but here how it goes. When I watched Val, he was mentioning dates, specific years and times of things that were important to him, that were happening in his life, and they coincide exactly with the same years of things that were happening in my life growing up in the background behind him, 15 years younger, as someone who was going to be successful in this industry. Now, he talked about it at the beginning and at the end, basically, that he was trying to make a movie about being an actor, about being stars, about being successful. And I realized I was the other half of telling that story. And he had spent his entire life collecting all that film, collage material, photos and stuff for this work, and that he was so upset that he never got to put all of it together into something bigger than what he did make, that he just called Val. And so it's occurred to me that as long as his work is stored and it's safe in the warehouse, then it's not a waste, because a continuation can be made in producing what it means to grow over time and become the success stories that we are meant to be. I was raised with the opposite problem, where budget and money and single parenting becomes an issue for being able to have a lot of stuff. I wasn't allowed a lot of stuff. And I was never allowed to own a handheld camcorder. She always said it was too expensive, wait for the price to come down. And she just never got one. And then my life got pretty bad when she threw my first novel in the garbage. And then I had no time. So I didn't get to technology where I was videotaping stuff until cell phones and the little handhelds came along. And I started doing my YouTube channel. But I was just doing writing with pen and paper, and keeping stuff on CD and DVD. So I have stacks of that. So now I'm going to get a PC, go back in time, desktop, and I'm going to take information from those DVD CDs and put it together with stuff with my YouTube channel, and collectively put it together with the pieces I've now written because of Val. Now, this piece I'm going to read to you is called Heaven's Gates. It's tentatively not necessarily the final title of the piece, but it is what it is for now, because I just had to get it out of me. I tried to post it on Volco Media, but there's something wrong about the style. It didn't recognize the file, so I couldn't finish saving it. Maybe the length is too much, so I have to do the lines longer or whatever to make it fit within their required amounts of pages and words. But if you come up with an idea for a title, you're welcome to send a message to me to post below. And if it changes to something else, I'll let you guys know. But this is from me to Val Kilmer, and our outer body experiences. in mind included. Because it ain't over till it's over, and I'm still here for both of us, so it ain't over, baby. So here goes. Heaven's gates. Your love, my heart, working together, side by side, in unison, a thing of beauty that no others could see. Yes, that we're not alone. All those years in waiting, pen in hand, flipping through your fingers and trying to understand what to do about your Batman. The legacy of Wayne Industry and who he was to leave it to. A child you never met. So that pen continued to flip, unable to write that next script about a father meeting his daughter. I'm proud of you, Val, for believing in what was unseen, for patiently waiting, holding on to the hope that one day there would be freedom over whatever it was that was keeping us apart. It is complicated, I'm afraid. A simple poem would not be the answer to the fix. Things your conscious mind would find unfathomable to think of as a way of life in which someone you could care so much for could possibly be living through, well, that was exactly what was happening to me. While you got to enjoy your glory in the light, as it should be. I was living in those places of darkness and of death. All the things that were sacred and heavenly in value was being taken from me. And so the life that goes with it was the path I was born to be on, to gain my wisdom and experience while finding my way to the only kind of recovery that would work for me. Born of God, Jehovah, as his daughter and witness first, a mission impossible for ordinary humans to understand. I was not born ordinary, but rather extraordinary, all the while losing everything to me in physical and literal terms that would make it worth living at all. But this challenge aside, by and by, I declare one thing could not be stopped, could not be changed. Like an iron rod for its purpose, for its time and place, that I was born to write. So as I grew, I continued to use that pen in hand. I've let my fingers flow so the words of my testimony and our stories could still be written and shared as it should be. Oh, now let it be known how much I thank you, Val, for being so real, videotaping everything while I could only use a pen. My heart hurts so bad I really can't compile words that describes being treated completely the opposite, to be denied one's childhood artistic desires. Oh, for the love my Lord and God had for me, no matter my struggles and difficulties, to believe in me so and know that I would make it for the sake of both our souls. Oh, how much more he could see about the place you called death. In understanding why he kept me away from everyone a part of Hollywood, film and TV for so long. Yes, some written words of history for which a record there must be, with meaningfulness and purpose for the course of life that would take place between two people whose stories were far more important and deeper than anyone else could have known. I'm crying as I write these words, not knowing when this journey ends, as I bear it all alone, but still hold on to the faith that we will meet face to face and embrace, where these words will then be a testament of truth and love that God can restore and heal, explaining our combined outer body experience through this all. I didn't need to be there, witnessing that place by car, driving through it with you. How much more do you think I would see when adding in where I've already been? I've had little to no money most of my life. I've had to fight, scrape, scratch, and claw and climb every step up that ladder of learning and life and finding my way, my place in the world, the making of my own destiny, accomplishing what those others said could not be done. My history and words mattered more than I ever knew because of you. making a movie about being stars while living it apart. It takes years of living it in the moment and capturing what of it you can, when God, quite literally, was the only person who could see and understand the movies in the making. Yes, the legacy of our works. The tricky part has been the balance through it all. I didn't have the supports of others through my years. No one was by my side. No handouts, no hand-ups, no one holding it at all. I know nothing about suburban life, backyard pools and barbecues, lavish parties, limos, and such things. I'd probably have killed somebody who ate caviar in front of me. Must be the Canadian in me, eh? I can't understand a life of ease, where there is always enough money for everything. A bank account with savings. What's that? A $10,000 to $30,000 vacation? I couldn't fathom wasting that much dime. In my life, I just scramble and work so hard to reach and live there, just to get by. So I can continue to grow and achieve the goals, one step at a time, that makes me the artist whose voice these words happen to be speaking for you and me. There are so few who could understand that I would go mad if I did not create the story of existence, the one we've told. Each one must be written. I can't imagine how this would have gone for the two of us if I didn't use the pen the way that I do. But as we know, my friend, because you did show yourself to me and I to you, in understanding the other was there even if we didn't know where. The grief and the weight of it all held its place in the silence for the crushing of our time. Would we ever meet? Oh, how these words declare, I know you the way that I do, Val. Oh, Bruce Wayne of mine, time will stand still in that place between us where that story was never told. No one can take that from us, for those words were only ours to behold. Now you have helped me. Be rest assured that I will make it with this pen in mind of you, flipping round and round, the one crossing between fingers of our world, of words longed for in reaching the paper. It was enough to speak everything between us which needed to be conveyed. It's all relevant over where I am now and what I'm doing, pen in hand, still moving across every line of each page, pouring out into all the books I write. My half of this story and truth, my pain, cries, worries, loves, sorrows, and joys. This is my greatest comfort. So I just want you to know I will now pick up those cameras and learn how to capture the ongoing story on screens larger than life, really. Yes, something bigger, that what I can hold in the palm of my hand. The story of both our lives continues, and I am set to learn how to finish accomplishing what you were given the blessing of being able to do while growing up apart from me, what I was denied. And so, as you perfectly put in your film, Val, here will be where I end as the person I am, and you begin the characters within me. As I take my stand with all my work on display for everyone everywhere to see, the evidence of our two lives and their true stories coming to life in performance through our collected works. What we saw as our personal treasures, and yes, pieces of each other. Here the magic will be witnessed that you, Val, are not gone, but one. With the collective in and through me, yes, the universe too. And with that, God himself. As you've always said, your dream was right. At heaven's gates, I was holding out my heart as you began your depart, without needing to be in your will. Oh, my Batman, be still. It was indeed a girl. and opened arms of welcome that said, I love you. Written by Jennifer Cooley. Me, my pen name. So there you have it, guys. That's it. That's Heaven's Gates for Val Kilmer in his passing recently. I'm going to go now because this was long enough. If you have an idea for a better title, let me know. futureproductionsonline.com. Peace out. Subscribe. Follow. Bye.